Okay, I have the new cards versus the old cards. Well, yeah. So the homemade version versus the homemade prototype version. So this is Battle Char's very first actual prototype gameplay. I don't know how to even categorize this, but we're gonna go ahead and get started on how to play this game. I told you that I was gonna upload something that help the new learners and the new players, because right now the rules I haven't gotten to it yet, but I've written it down. I just haven't made a booklet for it yet. So each player was well. Okay, let's start from the very beginning. So each player with paper scissors rock, paper scissors rock, flip a coin, or whatever mini game you use to identify who goes first. Roll the dice, however you want to do it. So once you identify who goes first, each player will pull 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do the same for this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, both of them got a little slide method. It's crazy how well I did this. Okay, so because we're playing as this hand, so we're gonna be able to get to see what our opponent has, and us as a community will be playing with the new ones. Ooh, why is this hand so diabolical? Okay, so we're just gonna say they go first. So other player go first. So looks like he has a lost char, a rare ring, and he got a few other cards. So what we're gonna do is that's a TPO one. I can't play a TPO one. I can play a TPO 0 at the time, and I can use a link for it. But for this instant, we are not going to use a link. We're just going to play him, and then we're going to pass turn. Okay. Same with me. It looks like I have a TPO 0, TPO 4, TPO 1. So if we could get him out to fight him, that's an 18, but I only have an 8. So it looks like I lose that fight if I attack. But if I allow him to attack, I can use this. So I can activate his passive so I can be in the tap position, because that's how this defends. So -1 number from this chart count to gain 10 AP and DP. So I'm gonna set him in the tap position to activate that passive, and now he's using this power number, so he's down to 2 now. He has whatever. What is that? It looks like 9. I gotta fix that. 9, and he has a 3, so -1 from his count. But he does get a 10 AP and DP gain, so that is now 18, and his DP is 17. And what I'm going to do, I am going to take him out of that zone because he doesn't belong in that zone. I'm going to place my Egyptian Kingdom. This basically all Egyptian chars on the field will gain 10 AP and DP during the user of this card turn. So during my turn, each Egyptian char on the field, no matter where on the field, will gain this. And during the user of this card turn. Also, all other chars will lose 5 AP and DP during the user attack. So if I attack, all other ones that's not Egyptian chars will lose 5. And it says phase for that turn as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass my turn after I activate it. Now I'm hoping that he would attack. So now that it's his turn, he has 1 space available in his hand. Each player should always have 5 cards in their hand during the after they pull phase, unless a card specifies that you can't. So it looks like he has a TP of 2, 1, and a 4. He can't play anything right now, and that's only used to gain the ability to remove a tap char, not a tapped char. So a tap char is a tactical approach char, and I'll show you what those look like Sound Dragon or something like that. So he would attack my 17. So Marble Knight attack. I'm a Flaming Marble Knight attack. Bubble Beast waiting in tap position. So I can play caught in the rain. So stop cards are only played on from the user hand. They cannot be placed on the field already. They have to be from the user hand. Stop flips, on the other hand, they work different, but we're gonna get to that. So what this is, -1 power number from this card count during an attack to remove the Char attacking. A Char that is in tap position. So he gets sent to the remove zone. Now, he has another out. He can play a lost Char here. Well, it's a little further back. Let me put these cards back here so we can have some room. So yeah, that brings it basically free play a Char from the remove zone with a TP of 3 or lower. So obviously this has a TP of 0. And so what he's going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove him again, set this in tap position. So now that's down to 1 power number instead of 2. This has 12 power numbers and it has a TP of 1. So I removed the chart to play this one. And the chart that I removed is obviously this one. And so I can attack this turn, but I can activate his effect, but I'm not going to. And set this in tap position, and that's now down at 3. So we're gonna go past turn. So he passes turn. I'm gonna set this in the attack. Well, I can't set anything yet. I have to do my chart count. So I have 2, 3, 4, and 5. What do we have? Oh, we have another TP of 0. So I can play her immediately, or I can play Feather Horse Dragon immediately. And I also have a stop flip. So guess what I'm gonna do with Paper Island? I'm gonna set this face down on the field. Set it face down on the field. Make sure that's in tap position. So the field should look like this. So now I got my infinite resource that stay on the field, and it does not. It's not in tap. It does not get tapped. Okay. So this is considered always active, not activated, but always active. So now that I got my card on the field, I'm going to play Ninja Princess, and I'm gonna keep him in tap position. But instead of keeping him in tap position, we're going to activate that effect again, so I have 1 power number left. But that'll put me at 28 and 2750. So I'm getting stronger and stronger by the minute, but I'm running out of power numbers. So power numbers is equivalent to mana. So he only has 3 mana count. So his mana count would decrease every time he uses his ability that says -1 power number. So but what I can do is notice that this is a 25 and that's a 33. I can use her ability -2 power numbers from this char count to force a non-ninja char in tap position for 1 turn. So I'm gonna go ahead and activate that. But unfortunately, his DP is 36. So him in the tap position, that's how it basically defends. Like when a char is in the upright position, they have to use the AP in battle to because both that's basically attacking. But when they're in the tap position, they use a DP for battle. So I kind of gave him a buff, honestly. But I'm gonna go ahead and pass my turn. I'm gonna take it easy. So they only have 3. So 3, 4, 5. Looks like they got a stop card. All right. So noticing that I'm gonna go ahead and play this with a TP of 0, and that's only for tap char. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna save that. Now, what he can do is he can actually. I'm moving ahead. He can actually play this the last time, bring this back, and he can go for a full sacrifice. Well, I wouldn't say sacrifice. He can go a full removal for a TP of 2. So he's gonna remove that and send this to the remove zone also, because the power number is depleted. Well, when a char power number is depleted, they could just no longer use that mana count, if that makes sense. So now he has a char on the field with a 39, and it's a stop. So what he's gonna do with that? He's gonna keep that in that, and he can't attack because obviously, and I have 2 waiting in tap position, so I am in the clear. Now this video is 9 minutes. We're gonna try to speed it up a little bit. Go ahead and pass turn because he's not gonna attack. He's gonna get removed immediately. All right, so I have three cards in my hand. So 4, 5. So it looks like I have a Lion Moon Beast. That's a 3910, and that's a 39. That's a good one. I need that. And it's a TP of 2. It looks like I would have to remove 2 Chars off the field to even play this Char. But what we're gonna do first is we're gonna set this in AP position. I'm gonna just say AP for now and set her in attack. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna activate his passive again. And so because she used 2 last time, you know, she went down by 2, so she has 9. And so I'm gonna go ahead and activate that again. Should bring out 6. So that'll set this in tap position because he is not a ninja. He's an elf master. So with that being said, his DP is 25. And now my AP and my DP is a 38 and a 3750. So I'm actually strong enough to untap this and attack, but once you tap, you can't untap unless you have a card that says that. Now, I don't have a card in my hand that'll help me with that. So I'll go ahead and play Feather Horse Dragon so that way I can pull again. Because if your hand is full, you cannot pull. So the field should look like this. Now, what I also can do is his effect. Minus 1 number from this char count to remove 1 stop char on the field, minus 2 DP each activation. So his DP go down by 2. And he's a stop char. Look at that. I don't even have to attack. Yes, sir. Okay, what we gonna do? We gonna minus that 1, so make his mana count 6. Well, it's really power number, but we're gonna call mana count for those who's used to other TCGs, so you can understand how this one works. And that will send him to the remove zone. So now that his field is empty, I wish I would have played them first. So video at 12 minutes. We are moving along here. And look at there. It's his turn. Boom. Okay, what we got? Okay. It looks like we don't have any tap charge. We're going to have to play him. And then what we got? A robot. We got some knights in there though. I got 3 chars in tap position, so he can use his effect. If free play a king or a knight or robot char. Trying to read this upside down is crazy. Basically, he can free play a knight or robot char as long as the opponent has a char in tap position. I have 3, so he's able to play that. So now he got 2 chars on the field. Attacking would be just crazy because I have this on the field. Now, what you didn't notice is this card can stay like this unless you activate it. So if during an attack, you can only activate it during an attack. So if he keep attacking me, he can basically burn this number down to 0, and then this card has been removed. But as of right now, that's not happening. Oh yeah, he's a tap char too, so they can tap and untap. Like if I activate anything, he can untap. So that's what I'm gonna do for that situation he just did. I'm gonna go ahead and play the stop flip. Minus 1 power number from this card count to stop the activation of a char power move. And that's going to deactivate that. But now he's in tap position. So I activated that. He can do this. But he cannot activate his power number again because he already used one this turn. He already activated his effect this turn. You cannot use more than 1 power number unless the card is specified. But once you go over the max of 1, you cannot use that char's ability until next turn. So I stopped that, and you set that in tap position. That was called a flip activation. Now, when it's his turn, well, when it's my turn, then back to his turn, it flips back up on its own. Not on its own, technically, but it has to be reactivated without your consent, if that makes sense. You have to reactivate it. So every time it's triggered, a power number goes down. So right now it's at 4. So every time he uses that effect, or even with more chars, he can basically burn this 5 to 0, and it gets into the remove zone. So he has to pass turn. There's no way he can do anything. And in turn. So I have four cards in my hand. I'm gonna pull, and I get World Eater. I am good to go for the broke. Now, what I'm gonna do is, because I have this Egyptian kingdom, I was hoping to get an Egyptian Char right now to basically play something crazy, but it don't look like I'm gonna be able to do that. So I'm going to trade. Be careful because I can get it removed. I don't want to get it removed. But let's pretend like we don't know that it's in his hand. We're going to play Butterfly Dragon by removing Feather Horse Dragon to the remove zone. There we go. Now, with that being said, he can activate this if I active, because this is active. So he can activate this, boom, and bring back a knight. That is not his turn. He can just do that. That what tap charge can do. Okay, so now that I got that on the field, I can't activate this because it's my turn. You cannot activate a stop flip during the user turn. That's one thing. And stop cards are only for attacks. I don't have any help, so I'm kind of like in a situation. But I'm gonna go ahead and set these in attack position, and I'm going to attack his flaming Marble Knight, and he's gonna activate, boom, a stop card. The chart that is attacking, set that chart in the tap position. Okay, set this in the tap position. And it says remove another chart the opponent has on the field. And he's going to get rid of my Butterfly Dragon. No, not actually. Get rid of Bubble Beast. All of that work for nothing. That is crazy work. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attack with Butterfly Dragon again. I mean, attack again with Butterfly Dragon, same char, boom. You can't activate the stop card again. Once you activate it, it's set in tap position for your next. You can only use one power number per card, unless the card asks for you to use more. But after that effect, you cannot use it again. Okay. Okay. So my turn is forced to be over. Now, I can activate his effect, but now I'll save it. So what you can do, you can attack, and then after you attack, you can activate their effect, because the power number and attack is two different things. Now in this game, some people like to, do a lot and do that and do this and then activate the effect. But normally people got cards, stop flips, and stuff that makes it impossible to do. But we're not there yet on these printed, but they are most definitely in there for sure. Okay, let's continue. I have to pass my turn. I can't do anything. This card is going crazy. Okay, so now 3, 4, and 5. So to get the concept of the game, this is what we're going to, because we have 2 minutes left on the recording. So we're going to do something real quick. Now that I have a tap char on the field, he can then untap this and link this. So this basically removes a tap char off the field. And I do have a Butterfly Dragon. So that gets removed. Boom. I'm sent to the remove zone. And basically, this was activated. So if he would have activated that, guess what happens? That, like I said, chart gets removed. Boom. So the chart and the link goes. Oh yeah, and how a link works, it's like if you link it and it just says -1. So to link it is 1, and for the activation is 1. So if the link asks for you to -3, that would literally count 4. That would take 4 from this mana count. Well, power number. Like I said again, mana count. So that one only used 1. So that one basically was at 5 anyway. Don't matter. And so the person would most definitely find another card that they can play. Here's a TP of 0. Good to go. You can declare an attack, but guess what? I have this, and he can clearly see that I have this. It's not going to attack. Pass turn. Okay, turn has passed. I have 4 cards in my hand. I can pull 1 only. And it looks like I get the legendary Infinite Origin Beast. But that is a small snippet of the gameplay. I hope you like it. But we will go more in depth in a with more cards and a better set, so you can see exactly how help flips, help cards, stock flips, and stock cards work, especially during countering situations. And then also, when these cards are used to their max ability, it gets wild. Okay, this is Battle Charge TCG. Thanks for tuning in. Like, view, and subscribe. Oh yeah, the little bell thing. Yeah, click that because I'm gonna be uploading a lot lately. In a few weeks, I'll be uploading a lot. So thank you.